Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon, and we're going to talk about the X-Men and the Dark Phoenix again, because you know what? The X-Men might not be inclusive enough. It might be time to call the X-Men the X-Women or the X-People, maybe the X-Thems. I don't know. But I am a little concerned about this because I'm thinking that Marvel, when they get their hands on the X-Men in the MCU after Dark Phoenix, that they might actually consider changing the name of Xavier's team of mutants to be more inclusive. Now, this is a throwaway line from one of the bigwigs in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She did make the comment in a recent interview promoting Captain Marvel that the term X-Men is very outdated because of the number of women in the X-Men. So I don't know, when the mutants finally make their way to the MCU, given the state of the MCU right now, given the focus, the increased focus on diversity and inclusion, could we be looking at the X-Thems? I don't know. So we'll see. Coming from Bounding Into Comics, Marvel producer Victoria Alonso believes the name X-Men is outdated. Now, before you go, being like, who's this woman and why is she, speaking for the MCU? Was she only associated with Captain Marvel? No, actually, I do want to point out she has actually been with the MCU since pretty much day one. Yeah, even going back to Iron Man. She was a co-producer on Iron Man, and she has been involved in, I believe, every Marvel movie. So, she's not just some rando off the street making this comment, which is good and bad, because if she's making this comment, it means that they've actually probably thought about it. They probably thought about what to do with the mutants when they bring them to the MCU. Okay, coming from Bounding Into Comics, Marvel Studios producer Victoria Alonso recently stated that the X-Men team name is outdated because the team includes a lot of female superheroes. This is true. The X-Men have actually been one of the most diverse and inclusive superhero teams for decades, including having multiple women lead the team at various times. Most notably, I remember as a kid, Storm being the leader of the X-Men in the 80s. So, they've always had a very diverse makeup. Alonso spoke with Nuke the Fridge's Louis Lecca about the X-Men, where she detailed how she believes the team name is outdated. They got like 19,000 subs. How'd they get an interview with a producer on the X-Men? They only got like 19,000 subs. Okay, she said she touched on a number of subjects, including Captain Marvel and what fans can expect from the upcoming special features on the Blu-ray. Because now we're in, we got to promote Carol. Now here's where it gets interesting. When Lecca asked Alonso about the X-Men and if she can give him a hint about what Marvel has in store, Alonso responds by declaring that the term X-Men, the X-Men, X-Men is outdated. It's outdated. I don't know where the future is going, she said. It's funny that people call it the X-Men. There's a lot of female superheroes in that X-Men group, so I think it's outdated. She continued, I don't know where it's going to go. We'll see. They just have now joined. They have a movie, Dark Phoenix, coming out soon, which under that banner is their last film. So we'll see. Time will tell. Now, Dark Phoenix, I do not expect to do well at the box office this weekend. We did a video on it earlier today talking about how it's getting the shit kicked out of it on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got like a 22% rating. Normally, I would say, that's not a really good indicator of what audiences will think about the movie, but I am hearing from multiple people whose opinions I trust that the movie is pretty god-awful. So, this is a movie nobody wanted, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with them in the MCU. So to continue this article from Bounding Into Comics, I'll put a link to that in the show notes here. This is very interesting to hear from a Marvel Studios producer. Name and brand recognition are huge factors when it comes to a franchise. It's one of the reasons why Hollywood is constantly rebooting and creating sequels for so many beloved franchises like Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, and more. In fact, one could argue it's the reason why Disney purchased Marvel and Star Wars. They wanted the brand recognition and the built-in audience that came with those brands and franchises. And then, yet they seem to thumb their noses at the existing built-in audience. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they're doing it. But I digress. The idea that the name X-Men might be outdated is patently ridiculous. The word man was traditionally used to refer to the human species or mankind as a whole. In fact, the English language doesn't retain grammatical gender in nouns, adjectives, and pronouns, as we see in languages such as Spanish and French. Some people will be very upset if you say that. Thus, the term X-Men includes not only males, but females as well. As a fan of the X-Men, I'd hate to see their name change due to new sensitivities that seem to be popular in our culture. And as many X-Men fans know, the team has been led by a number of female characters, including Storm, Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost, Rogue, Jean Grey, Magic, Karma, Psylocke, and others. What do you think of what Victoria Alonso said? Do you agree, or do you think she's completely off her rocker? I think it was kind of a throwaway line, but she doesn't seem like she jokes very much. She seems very, very serious. And given they're talking about Captain Marvel and female representation in the Marvel Universe, I actually think that they've been giving this some thought. I really think they've been giving this some thought. Whether or not they do it, I don't know if they're going to change the name of the X-Men, just call it like the Mutants or the X-People or, whatever. But it would not surprise me if, at least in the first Marvel X-Men movie, they get a dig in at the term X-Men, as a joke in the MCU fashion. I guarantee you they will. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I mean, we've heard before that the first MCU X-Men movie is at least 5 years away for the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, that they have things plotted for the next 5 years. So it could be a while until we actually see any kind of X-People movie in the MCU. But I do think that they might be considering a name change. I don't know. It's kind of a scary thought, right, for longtime comic book fans to have them change the name like that when they finally make their return to the big screen after what is sure to be a colossal bomb from the Dark Phoenix saga light that's going to hit the box office this weekend. So what do you think? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you think this was meant to be taken seriously, or did she just kind of joke? I don't know. Let me know, and please subscribe to the channel for more pop culture news, views, rants, gaming videos. This has been Neon. I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.